What's up guys, Joker here. I am at the Acer Next event in New York where I've been checking out a lot of their new tech that they announced here today. We got to look at some laptops, some VR. I actually got to try out VR finally for the first time. Yeah, the first time. I still hadn't gotten to try it out yet, but they had like every headset here. So I got to try out I tried out OSVR, I tried out the HTC Vive and the Oculus Rift. Out of those three, I would say that the lowest one on the totem pole was OSVR right now, but it was to be expected. It's still in development, and I was talking to their representative here about that. So, but the demo they showed me was really cool, and the headset was extremely responsive when I was moving it around, even though it was 60 hertz. The Oculus Rift was 90 hertz, and I played Valkyrie on that, which was incredibly immersive. I mean, flying around in the dogfights and being able to see all around me was just really freaking cool. I also did the Everest demo on the HTC Vive, where you actually get to not really climb Everest, but you kind of look around. You get to look around and you climb up like this ladder thing, and it's pretty cool. But the complaint I had about it was the ladder that you climb. It sort of feels like the ladder is just kind of sliding. It didn't feel like I was actually physically climbing because you don't use your legs. You're just using your arms, and there wasn't like any head bobbling or I don't know. It felt too smooth when I was climbing the ladder. That was my only complaint there with that demo. On the headsets themselves, I even on the HTC Vive and the Oculus Rift, I still saw, pixelation there that I've, heard people talk about. With these headsets, you want to have a good high resolution so that you're not seeing that pixelation, because it does remove you from the experience. And even though all the games I played were very fluid and smooth at the refresh rates they were running at, the pixelation was still a problem there, even on finished headsets like the HTC Vive and the Oculus Rift. So just from my standpoint sitting here right now, just on VR headsets, since now I've finally gotten to try one, I can't say that I'd go out and spend $600 on one just because the resolution is just way too low when it's that close to your face. I mean, I don't know if we got to get these things up to 4K or something, but yeah, I don't think it's ready. At least not for me. I couldn't look at pixels that big, even on like Everest and Valkyrie, which is a finished full-fledged release game on the Oculus Rift right now, and arguably like one of the best titles. And it was incredible. Don't get me wrong. Like being immersed in the ship and being able to look around inside a dogfight and like shoot down enemies was insane. I've never experienced anything like it. But I'm still patient enough where I could actually wait for the headsets to get a little bit better down the road, because I don't think they're really there just quite yet. I also got to look at the new G1 desktop from Acer, which is a small form factor build they're doing. It's got a full-fledged Titan X in there, and it's small enough to basically fit in your carry-on bag, which, that's right up my alley. I mean, I literally just did that for Land Syndicate, did the PC in the bag, so here they are now coming out with a small form factor build. They said like the first 1,000 units come with luggage that fits it, so that's pretty cool that they're they're doing that. Maybe we're starting to see a rise in LAN parties. I mean, I know I'd be all for that after Land Syndicate, man. I'm ready for another LAN party already. Got to look at some new laptops here, not just high-end ones though, but although there was a new high-end laptop that had a full-fledged desktop 980 in it, which we've seen before, but they're doing it a little bit different here. They don't have like a full water block on the back like Asus, which they actually made a joke of during the press announcement, which got quite a few laughs. So they're just doing all of the cooling inside the laptop, and they have even taken a page out of Desktop's book and doing a front intake, which is like totally makes sense. Like, I'm surprised I don't know if no one's ever done that before, but if they haven't, I mean, that's like seems like a no-brainer now at this point that it hasn't been done yet, where they've basically put a front intake at the front that's like right under the touchpad to help pull in cool air and then blow it out the back, whereas previously on laptops we always saw the intakes on the bottom where it's hot and not much air getting to it, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So it'll be interesting to see how much of effect that has on it. It is still running on a full desktop 980, so temperatures could be an issue in there. They didn't have anything running as far as like full-fledged benchmarks to see how high the temperatures could get. I asked. I was like, do we have anything here that could run the CPU and GPU up to full 100% load? I want to see what the cooling performance can do on this thing, but they didn't have anything running. It was at this time that I began discussing the possibilities of thermal throttling in a laptop environment using a full desktop GTX 980, and I wanted to do some further testing to do that. So shortly after recording this, I actually went back over to the laptop section and decided to create my own Joker benchmark. So So I put Rise of the Tomb Raider into a windowed mode and put it up to the full maximum settings, and then launched their Predator Sense software so that I could monitor the CPU, GPU, and system temperature, as well as our CPU and GPU clock speeds, which if you are seeing here, you can see the GPU clock is fluctuating between around like 1320 to 1340 now. That was actually in an overclock because the GTX 980 has an 1127 megahertz GPU clock, which boosts to 1216 by default, but they had this thing overclocked to over 1300 megahertz to begin with. And the lowest I saw it drop down to was around like 1322, you know, and that's just normal fluctuation there. So I actually really didn't see any huge performance degradation, is just because of the GPU temperatures, which got up to around 81 degrees, which some people might think is kind of hot, but in a laptop environment, that is really impressive when they are using a very small fan like this one right here and a vapor chamber, which is very similar kind of to what we see in reference graphics cards, which is kind of what you would want in a small closed environment like this. You want to have cool air being pulled in through the front and exhausted out the back. So it seems like they've got a really good design here, and they've actually been able to get a full desktop 980 in a laptop and getting temperatures which are good enough to not see a degradation in performance, even though compared to desktop temperatures, they might seem a little bit higher than what you're probably used to. But there weren't just high-end laptops here. I also got to see some of the more affordable laptops, which I was actually more interested to see than the higher-end laptops after recently doing that Asus laptop video. And there was so much feedback in the comments below about wanting to see sub $500 laptops. And most of the comments that were directing me were actually saying, "Hey, Joker, check out this other Acer Aspire, which was running the i5 5200 that I had talked about, but with a 940M, so it had dedicated graphics, and it was still under $500. Now they have what is essentially an updated version of that here running on a 6th generation Intel chip. They had i5, i7 versions. The i5 version, they had an i5 one down at around $499. They had higher spec ones, which are up around like $700, but they do have some with 940Ms at around $500 with the 6th gen Intel processors, and those are going to be really exciting, I think, because when you could get a small, compact gaming laptop that's not built like one of these big, gigantic gaming laptops, it's portable, which, you know, people may be trying to save under $500, you know, maybe students going back to school. I think there's a really big market there for these lightweight portable laptops that could also handle some lightweight gaming like League of Legends, CSGO, and things like that. So I'm definitely excited to check out something like that in the future here for you guys on the channel to, you know, see some more affordable options as far as laptops are concerned. Because as fun as the you know, the big $2,500 laptops are with their amazing technology, which are absolute brute horsepower, is, you know, they're incredible. I know from using one at Land Syndicate, I mean, the thing was a beast. I was like, I didn't even need to bring a desktop. I had that gaming laptop, and I was good to go. But you know, it's not feasible for everyone to drop $2,500 on a laptop. So I want to start, you know, looking at some of that lower end stuff for you guys. I shouldn't say lower end. I should say affordable gaming options that hopefully can fit everyone's budget. Really, you know, that's what it's all about for me, man. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys, from the Acer event in New York. Hopefully they will have me back next year. We can check out some more cool tech. It was an absolutely amazing time getting to come here and check out all of this stuff. Really one of my first events like this. So hopefully I can continue to cover things like this for you guys on the channel in the future. And let me know down below if you enjoy these sort of on-site live events that are, you know, a little bit different from me just reporting from my room back at home. So I will catch you guys next time, and let me know, you know, what you think down in the comments below. I just did a Kyle, didn't I? I just did an awesome. I just caught myself. I did it. I'm sorry. I was at Land Syndicate. I spent time around Kyle, and now here you got me going, like, telling people there's links in the description, and I'm waving my arms like a madman. What have you done to me, Kyle? You got your awesome sauce into me. All right, I'll catch you guys next time. Ta-ra.